G'day everyone, Prep Aussie here. I hope you're all well in whatever part of the world you're watching this video. Today is Thursday the 7th of February 2019 and the time here is 9 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Well folks, I have to apologise for not posting for so long, and there is a reason. I've just been flat out, like non-stop working, and also some family issues that we're dealing with here at the moment, which have a couple of kids going haywire, so to speak, and I'm sure you all understand what that means. So we've been trying to keep that under what's the name, under the radar, if you know what I mean. And also I'm having problems with uploading. Every time I go to upload, I'm on NBN now, so it should be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's taken an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm not sure if it's YouTube or it's actually my supplier, but there is something going on. And thirdly, if you have sent me an email to my Proton mail account, I won't be sending you a response right now. The reason for that is because I keep getting notifications from Google Chrome or Google or whoever it is that I actually have. It comes up and says you have 5 emails to be read on your Proton account. Well, I never ever gave Google my information for my Proton account. So until someone can explain to me just how Proton and Google have tied up, then I'm not using it. It's quite shocking actually, because Proton Mail is supposed to be a standalone thing. So I'm actually asking them to explain how come I keep getting notifications from Google that they know how many emails I've got, which they shouldn't. So that's why I haven't spoken to you. That's why I haven't done any emails for a while, because I'm just waiting to see what they say. Look, I was going to do today about finance, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. What I want to show you today is of extreme relevance. There's 2 things. This one, and this is for all the naysayers that wrote back when I said that China was going to attack Taiwan. Look, London to a brick. China's already told Taiwan, you either, and this is for the people who don't think this is going to happen. China has already told Taiwan that they either have 2 options: join China and become part of China, or China is going to take them over by military force. Now, that's not me making that up. That's actually what actually happened. China told Xi Jinping, or whatever his name is, the dictator for life, has told Taiwan, given him 2 options: you either join China or we will take you over militarily. And of course the US has now signed an agreement with Taiwan. This is getting really serious, folks. Right? Now, the other thing I meant to say to you guys as well is that I actually ditched my Chinese phone, like I told you I was. So I no longer have a Chinese phone. I ditched it. I'm using something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because it's actually more secure than a Chinese phone. Now, just listen to me for a second here. There is a Cold War going on at the moment, folks, and it's getting worse. Now, I'm going to show you some stuff about China. Let's go through this. This guy here on the right in this picture with the sunglasses on, he's an Australian. He went to China, they arrested him. China is arresting people by the thousands at the moment. Then they've gone and closed their account, this account here, Now, look, there is some serious problems going on here, folks. These guys are actually digging in, and if you follow what they're doing lately as regards to all this stuff, you'll soon see that China is actually preparing themselves for a war. There's no two ways about it. I want to show you this. I'll go down on this thing here. Now when you click on this, go down the right hand side here, right? You know, we are in the throes of a very full-on Chinese war. Now, where's it going to end? Well, look, like I told you guys, it's not going to be pretty. And the first thing that China, after China's taken over Taiwan and they've secured the South China Sea, which they're not going to be able to do because the Americans are too powerful. So there's going to be a shit fight here somewhere, folks. And you're kidding yourselves, and you blokes who keep writing to me and saying, yeah, it's never going to happen. Well, you're kidding yourselves, folks, because China has built themselves up. They've got something like, I don't know, 1.5 million people in there, just in their military, their army, just in their army. So you'd have to be some sort of dimwit not to watch shows like mine and think that this isn't going to happen. It is going to happen. Now what do? Well, like I've always said, you have to start preparing for this shit. Like, this is actually going to happen. Okay, folks. Well, look, I'm going to show you something that you're going to need to do, right? On the home page of the ABC News, if you go onto the right hand side, sorry, let me go back to this. Okay, folks, so I had to go back to the beginning there. Right, if you go to the right hand side here and you see the little search engine, right? Go on there, click on this, click on it, and then type in China. Right? Now, there's a few fluffy little bloody things in there, blah, 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 you know, the usual shit. But what I want you to do is actually go on there and actually read, right? Because what the ABC is doing is they're actually doing something that they haven't done for a long time, which is they are actually reporting on this stuff. But they're actually telling us that what's going on, but they're not putting it on the main page of the ABC, like on the front page. You actually have to go into politics, or you have to go onto the world to find the articles, right? So go on the search engine and type in China, and this is for all the naysayers out there as well. Now you start reading through this, get rid of the fluffy items here and there that are there, that, you know, that of course are there, and you start going into it, and you start reading about what is actually going on in China and what is actually going on in the world with China, and you start to realize that the Americans are actually maneuvering the Chinese into a position where China's going to be left with no options but to raise the tensions by either trying to take over Taiwan or shooting at a US ship in the South China Sea. Now the trade stuff is what it is, and let's be honest, every single war in our world has started from economic relevance. So anytime there's a trade war or whatever, it usually escalates to the point where there is a war. Second World War, First World War, they're all the same. Okay? First World War, everyone thinks it was because the guy got shot. Well, no, it was because they had massive trade embargoes on some of these countries and they just flipped. Now, China has no options because of what Trump's doing to them, or the US is doing to them. It's actually bleeding them dry. Now you have, I don't know, 1 billion people in China that are dependent on the government to supply them with rice every day and all this sort of shit because they're communists. Let's not forget they're communists. Commos. Communists. Right? They're not the good guys. They're not the let's all be happy hugging, tree hugging people. They kill people. They jail people. They're corrupt. So all this is going on while we're just sitting here going, oh yeah, China's great, yeah, blah, 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 blah. They're not great, folks. They're like locusts. They fly in, they just eat everything, natural resources, the whole lot, and then they just fly out and just leave a shell. So I would say to you, you need to start being a bit more savvy as regards to what's going on in China. You know, look at this one. Did anyone see this? China tests Guam killer missile it says can strike moving warships. Well, look, like I said, the ABC is actually reporting on this stuff, but you actually have to go to the site, to the actual politics or the world, and you have to scroll down, and every time they do an article like this, they do a fluffy article to appease the Chinese. So guys, look, this is getting dead set super serious. And I said, I did not give a date that the Chinese were going to invade Taiwan, by the way. I said it is going to happen. And they've even said that it is going to happen. And Taiwan has now said, no, it's not. You know, we're not joining you. So China either has to back down or there's going to be a massive shit fight, folks. You see what I mean about going on the world and politics? You actually have to find these articles because they're not putting them on the front page for obvious reasons. So, look, be warned, right? Be forewarned, be forearmed. I've been doing a lot of prepping lately. Enemy threat strengthens their resolve. Taiwan responds. A Taiwanese military page responded by posting a 90-second video of the island's military, including ground-based missile launches and air and naval forces on their official Facebook page. Now, Taiwan is obviously backed by the US, so they've got all the US stuff there. And there is a ship, an American ship in Taiwan, I believe, that's either been sent there or is sitting there. So you can believe the bullshit or you can believe the truth, and the truth is that China is actually going to start doing something very soon. Okay folks, verse of the day. Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds love. Sorry, I really screwed that up, didn't I? Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity and honour. Pretty good. And as always, folks, we'll finish with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory for ever and ever. Amen. Alright folks, I'm going to leave you with that thought. But what I will do tomorrow is talk to you about the militia. Aussie militia, excuse me. And I'm going to read something in the comments section from a lady who wrote to me as regards to forming a militia in the Commonwealth countries. It was quite interesting, and I'd like everybody to have their own opinion. But listen, guys, you need to get your shit together, because this is coming down the so-called shit at the fan scenario. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, might be 1 month away, 6 months, a year, who knows? But it is going to happen. There's no two ways about it. You can't have country like China, running them around the world, bankrupting countries, taking over countries, taking over the South China Sea, and then invading Taiwan and think that everything's just going to be tickety-boo. So, smarten up, people, smarten up. Anyway, I've said enough. God bless, prep out.